Alright, I figured I'd just make a little picture of, I just do these TVs in my garage or electronics or whatever. Basically things I use are, these little magnifier lamp lights. You got a little nice magnifier here so you can magnify part numbers, stuff you can't read, and they just come with fluorescent lights in them. And it can be half for about 30, 40 bucks, sometimes 100, depends where you get them. I won this old steel case desk at a Lamar auction and just built this little 2x6 shelf up here. And I don't know how you pronounce it, Yeehaw or whatever, A58D. It's just an SMD rework station. It's nothing more than a little heat gun on steroids. Just a little fine temperature control, a couple hundred degrees. Like I got it set for 350. And that's for working with the little tiny SMD components. Like on the back of this board, you see all the tiny little parts. You use that heat gun and it will melt that solder, and you take tweezers and you can remove itty bitty little components off the board. Then I've just got a regular old Weller WS51 soldering station, adjustable temperature control, about 700 degrees. Here's the pin for it. Then I got a Paco 808 for desoldering just regular through-hole components. You heat it up and pull this little thing. You have a pump back here that sucks it and it catches the solder right in here. Those are a must-have if you're doing any kind of electronics work like this. This right here just sucks the fumes from the solder so they don't breathe them. I got this little handy reel to pull the solder off of. Little power supply I built a couple of years ago. So like 4.5 volts to 24 volts. It's adjustable. Can limit the current from half amp, an amp to 2.5 amps. Nice little power supply if you need something to work on. And I also do ham radio. That's just a dummy load. I've got my computer and internet, so if I can Google or go on eBay and look for stuff like that. And I've got just little things like these little picks and stuff to help move components around when you're trying to unsolder them or solder them in place, hold them in place. I got little jeweler's loops. And over here, you got the toolbox. You gotta have little screwdrivers like this come in handy. You got small, little precision type screwdrivers, regular screwdrivers. Insulated screwdrivers if you're doing some electrical work, not really for electronics. Electrical tools, I've got just basic wire strippers and cutters. You need those. I don't have an oscilloscope at the time. I just use a regular meter. Doesn't have to be nothing fancy. Hell, I've got an off-brand. I think I got it off of eBay for about 20, 30 bucks. A little VC97. I don't even know what the brand is. I used to have a Fluke, but that doesn't matter as long as you know what you're doing. Got one of these little fancy magnetic bowl trays here. So every time I'm working on TV, I throw all the parts in there. I don't lose nothing when it's magnetic like that. Got your basic vise if you ever need to grip something. Not really in electronics though. Got dogs all over the place. Built this little stand, about $15 from 2x4s, and it has some 2x6s laying around. And it's kind of like an easel. Let you put the TVs down, and if you need to, see the picture, you can come down here and see what you got if it's working or not. But it holds the TV, so you don't have to work on it standing straight up, which is kind of a pain in the butt. And I've got another one of these little magnifying lights here on the top. Got an air compressor in the corner. Got a little, just if I want to blow the dust off, I set it for about 30 pounds on the regulator. Use that to blow off the dust, clean them up. I don't really use compressed air. It costs too much in a can. It's like $30 a can or $20 a can, and you're empty again. Got this from Harbor Freight, little power screwdriver. I don't use it on circuit boards. I do those by hand, but for the panel, taking these panels off, and you've got like this particular TV that's on the stand now, all those screws right there, all the black ones just hold the panel in. It's almost 100. This takes them off pretty quick. And that's about all I use that for, but it gets to the heart of the TV, then I just use the smaller hand tools, stuff like that. And that's really about it, I think. I got, electrical cords that come from the ceiling if I need to plug it in. Back here I've got to tie into my cable TV, so I can just, plug in the coax, make sure it's actually working when I get them up and running, program it. Here's something kind of neat. I use this. I just stick a screwdriver in here if I want to magnetize it to hold parts, or demagnetize it in a little Harbor Freight deal. Makes it easier. It keeps the screws on the end of the screwdriver. And I also got this little thing. This is like a little sucker pin. Right here, you push this button down, and you got a little piece of rubber that'll go on that. Let it go, and it'll hold like little itty bitty parts while you're trying to put them on a circuit board. Little knick-knack item I use every now and then. Now what I do use, this right here is an ESD mat on this desk, and I've got the little wrist strap for it over here if I'm working with transistors or ICs or something like that. That's ESD sensitive. I'll wear that when I'm working on something, but basically I troubleshoot and test stuff over here while everything's in the TV, and once I know what board is bad, then I just bring it over there to the bench, and then we start working on it. And just another World Workbench that's got to overflow other TV parts. This is like the sound bar from that TV. Just ain't had nowhere else to put it. And that's about it. I just do all this in my garage.